Hello everyone. We hope you're having an amazing day today. For us, it's been one of those cozy days that remind us that there are only a handful of days left to say goodbye to 2022. So it's time to reflect on the past year and make a list of the best and worst of it. Our lists are not finalized yet, but we can already tell that despite entering our lives only a couple of weeks ago, 1923 has already made it into the bests of 2022 list. Why? Well, at this point, we feel like any Taylor Sheridan show is bound to be a masterpiece, as his track record proves that he's pretty good at making TV shows. His legacy might have started with Sons of Anarchy, but it reached its peak point with Yellowstone, as he finally put himself forward and wrote down every single sentence of the show's scenario. Today, Yellowstone's legacy continues with multiple shows within the same universe, 1923 being the latest one to join the group. The show is the continuation of its predecessor, 1883, which has become one of the best shows of 2021. With these series, Sheridan aims to provide a solid history of the Dutton family, so that the modern-day struggles of the family in Yellowstone would make much more sense. Of course, each series can be regarded as a standalone, as it's not mandatory to enjoy all the other Yellowstone universe shows to enjoy a single one. That being said, it cannot be denied that once you watch all of the series, a sense of being a part of this universe is immaculate. We often feel like we are a part of the Duttons, and we have been going through all the things Days go through by participating in their lives through these shows. Besides, shows like 1883 and 1923 are great witnesses to history as they take a deep dive into the realities of the past and force us to confront the brutalities of our ancestors. All these make 1923 a pretty valuable watch from the very beginning. In addition to all these, the fact that the show is focusing on the post-World War I and Great Depression eras and has storylines that focus on the American presence in Africa and the assimilation of the Native Americans makes it a very unique series in our opinion. Over the past couple of weeks, we had 2 episodes of the show, which introduced us to our main characters and established the scenery properly. Now it's time to move on and explore the plot even more. So before further ado, let's take a look at what to expect from the upcoming episode of 1923 and see what will happen to the Duttons next. First of all, we have to mention Banner and his feud with the Duttons. In the previous episodes, Banner made it clear that he is not happy with the situation of his animals as the natural conditions do not provide enough for them to feed on. So he took his animals to the Duttons' land and even attacked Jack Dutton. Naturally, his punishment was to be hanged in accordance with the rules of the era. However, Banner wasn't one to be gone easily. He was a fighter, so he fought. He waited patiently and somehow managed to get rid of the robe around his neck. This means that in episode 3, the Duttons will learn that he survived and be ready for his revenge attack. Because Banner is likely to make Duttons pay for what they have done, and he wouldn't risk his chance this time. This might mean that there will be a real fight between the ranchers of Montana, which will cause some to lose their land and livestock. Obviously, we know that the Duttons will not be the ones who lose, and yet we don't know how will they win this fight, so it will be fun to watch in episode 3. Then there is Jack and Elizabeth's relationship. To be honest, we consider the young lovers plotline the most boring part of the series, as there are no real stakes for them to be concerned about at all times. It's clear that Jack has a pretty dangerous job and needs to be away constantly. But that's the norm in that era, so we don't get why Elizabeth is so anxious all the time. Still, we believe their wedding might be a fun break from all the worrying events of the show, and it's likely to take place in the next week's episode. Of course, Banner might choose to attack the wedding to take his revenge and turn everything into a bloody ceremony. Regardless, we believe it's high time for the young couple to tie the knot, and we are looking forward to it. As far as Spencer is concerned, we believe his storyline will gradually take a romantic turn now that Alexandra has entered his life. In last week's episode, the two's chemistry and angst were immaculate. But we know that Spencer is a very troubled man and has a lot of issues. Thus, we don't think he would be a man that would quickly fit into a relationship and become a proper partner. On the contrary, we believe the two have lots of problems that would make Alexandra question her choice of escaping with him. In our opinion, episode 3 will be the one that witnesses the emergence of these problems between the couple as they gradually become romantically involved. When it comes to the storyline in the boarding school, we believe Teonna Rainwater will somehow manage to escape from the building. It's likely for a major event to enable her to escape the hell-like school. There might be a fire where she might kill one of the nuns by mistake. Regardless of the main cause, we don't think she will stay in that school for so long as she put in her mind to escape her destiny. What are your thoughts on 1923's upcoming episode? Do you think Teonna will survive? Do you see a happy romance between Spencer and Alexandra? How do you think Banner will take his revenge? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.